So what do you do with a seller when you're trying to do a deal with them and they have no internet and no email? Hey, it's Chris Prefontaine with another Deal Structure Sunday, and I'm joined by, I'll say veteran and high six member and coach, Mike McCready's from California. Welcome back, Mike.
Thank you. I like that. It has a good ring to
Yeah,
it.
veteran. All right, so let's dive in here. For the viewers that might be new, Mike, we're going to go through the basics. We're going to structure the three paydays and then any and all nuances. And this has plenty. You're going to want to head over to the Deal Structure Sunday overtime, guys. I'm telling you, this is a different deal that might got to jump through a bunch of hoops. So, Mike, let's go first with the basics. Like, what's the source of this thing? How'd you get it?
Sure. It was an expired lead. And I called her, I think maybe once on a slide broadcast. She returned my call actually a few times. Something happened. I must have been off on an off day when she was calling me back. So it took me a few days to get back to her. And we finally connected. And she's a rather elderly woman, right? And she was a little difficult for her age. She was very sharp, right? She was very sharp, and she was she was trying to work herself in to get the best deal for her rental. So it
Well,
was
I
tough
don't.
going.
Let me jump in. I don't blame her, right? First of all, but and
Yeah,
we'll talk about a lot about her and the hoops here to jump through when we get to the overtime. But just you and I, we assume certain things, right? You've done some deals now. Slide broadcast, just for the viewers, just briefly, what is that all about?
it's basically like an online service that basically sends out mass voicemails out to mobile numbers or some landlines. And what it does is it allows you to really cherry pick the more motivated sellers, right? Because they'll call you
Yeah.
back. The ones that call you back and leave a message on your machine are the ones who are super motivated to sell the house or
Love it.
sell
So I
their
just
house.
want to make sure they knew what the hell we were talking about here. That's
Yeah,
all. All
yeah.
right. So slide broadcast, expired listing, which is quite common in these deal structures. And then
Mhm.
let's talk about the house a little bit. Purchase price.
Purchase price was 375.
And this is a lease purchase or owner financing?
It's a lease purchase, so it's a sandwich lease. We got for 48 months under contract.
48.
Yep.
Okay. So for the viewers, I'm just going to reiterate in case it's new for you. When we're doing a sandwich lease, we talk about purchase price on this on YouTube with you guys on deal structures just to show you the formula. In the actual agreement, it says to the owner, to the seller, it says we're going to pay off your mortgage at the time of financing. That's the end buyer, and we're going to give you X equity locked in. So the formula, Mike, you used was you said 375.
375, yeah. So it's 180,000 in debt, which was the
Okay.
loan, of course, and then so she had 195,000 of equity that we
Okay.
were locking in for her.
Okay, we're seeing a lot. And I'll mention this. And I don't know if you saw last night's mastermind, but we're seeing a lot of homes with a lot of good equity. So I
Mhm.
say that because the viewers, Mike, as you probably know, they'll say a lot of times, "Oh, it must be for people that are desperate or have no equity." No, there's a lot of equity here.
Right,
Okay, cool. So the number is 375, but at the time of financing, that 180 in debt won't be 180. It'll be much less. And
right.
so that's where you pick up. All right. So you sold it for how much?
4099.
4099. I love how you pushed it up over the 4 mark. Sweet.
Yep.
And then let's talk about your paydays. Payday one.
Yeah, so interesting. You want to kind of go back to how it was a little bit more difficult to get this one actually under contract, or no? The
Oh,
nuances.
let's save that for the nuances because there's some cool ones.
Okay.
And I want these guys to go camp out in the overtime because this is different and you're gonna want to visit it. Let's just say back to my opening line, Mike couldn't use the internet to get this done. So
Yeah.
get over the deal structure overtime when we're done here. But let's go through the numbers and get these guys excited.
Sure. This one sold rather quickly, and I knew that's why I was really pushing for this one because it was in the price range that I felt like the demand would be really high as far as buyers. And the house was rather new. It was built in 2008. It was a 5 bedroom. So really in that price range, you can't find a 5 bedroom, almost 3,000 square feet. So I knew it was going to have a good shot of selling rather quickly. So we put on the
Sweet.
market, sold within 5 weeks. It was sold.
Five
Uh, the,
weeks. Okay.
yeah, the lady was moving from the Bay Area, so they were selling their house up there, and they want to live closer to their family. So, anyways, the she put down her binder deposit without even seeing the house, like right away. She went and just put $2,000 down, just to save. She wanted to basically save her position or just show that she's serious
So,
at that point, which is
so
fine.
2 grand. Let
Uh,
put this in perspective for these guys, Mike. So 2 grand binder, and then you sat down for what we call a buyer's meeting. And what else got structured for payday one?
Yeah, since she was so far away, and her husband was just had a stroke. I don't know. I think it was about 4 months ago. It was difficult for her to meet up, so I did a lot of the initial documents over DocuSign, like the deposit receipt agreement and the LOI and all that. I had them sign that through DocuSign first, and then when we did the final signing, that's when we did everything traditionally. Um,
Now, Mike, I got a question on that. This is like two extremes. You got one seller with no internet, and this one was all done on the internet with the buyer side, kind of in a
yeah.
sense. Did you have to do Zooms to get a face to face to get them comfortable, or they were just totally trusting the house and you?
No, they were totally trusting. I mean, I had several conversations with both of them, and they just felt very comfortable, and they knew that it was a great opportunity, the program and the terms that we're offering, that they just couldn't pass it up. So they were jumping on it, especially moving from the Bay Area. I'll find homes in the 400,000 range. You know that something like this is going to be like $1 million easily.
Yeah.
So they were jumping.
Okay, awesome. So sorry to get you off track there. So what was the rest of payday one?
So payday one, the total was 20,000 that they put down. So they already put two, so we got 18 at the final signing for a total of 20. The first month's rent, we couldn't get from the seller on this one. This is the part where the seller, she was rather feisty, and she couldn't fathom somebody moving in and paying her after the 30 days. So usually I don't do this. I push for it and just say, hey, we have to do it to get it done. But this one, I just kind of felt that, hey, we're getting a good payday one on it. They're actually going to be putting down an additional 180,000 within the next 12 months after they sell their house in the Bay Area. They're going to take their equity out of that house and put it into this one.
Okay, so let me just clarify this. So the 180 is not, we're not considering payday one, it's pay down later, right? Am I
Right,
correct?
pay down
Okay.
later.
Yeah,
So
they're
I
just
was
trying to get their
figuring,
loan.
look, I'm gonna be in a great position on this
Yeah.
house 6 to 12 months from now. I'm not gonna lose the deal off of $2,000 or $3,000. I'm
No,
not
I
gonna do
agree.
it.
So for everybody who's listening, real important to know that usually I'll say 7 to 9 out of 10. We're starting our payments to the seller, and I don't care what kind of deal it is, we're starting the payments to the seller a month after we take occupancy. So we're capturing, on top of our regular payday one, we're capturing a month's rent, a month's lease. Okay. So is the total payday 20 for payday one then?
Yes,
Okay. What does payday two look like? What are we paying the on the underlying debt to the seller? Not to the seller, to the mortgage company.
2,200 is the payment, and that's actually including the gardener. So I kind of made a roundabout number because she was going to be covering that cost of $100. The real payment's around 21, but the total payment I'm paying to cover the monthly is 2,200. That's what she wanted.
Okay, 2,200, and that you are going to the seller on that versus the mortgage company because it includes some maintenance.
It does. So in this
Okay.
case, I'm going to her. Normally don't, but she does have the understanding that if she misses one payment, I'm completely taken over from there. So, or if she's late on one payment.
And you're doing for proof. You're just making sure she proves it every month to you.
Yes, she's going to be sending me the statement every month. Yep.
Sweet. Okay, so 2,200, and then you're getting what for the buyer?
25.95.
25.95. So 395 a month. What's that come to for payday two?
Payday two, if I went off of 48 times, well, I have my sheet, 18,960.
18,960 for two, 20,000 for one. Payday 3, we marked it up. It looks like how much? 25, 34 grand.
34.9. Yeah, almost 35 grand.
34.9. Principal pay down on that underlying loan over this term.
Yeah, the loan, the principal pay down wasn't much on it. It was only around $250, a little over 250. So I just put 250 on my sheet here. So it's about 12,000 total for 48 months.
12. Okay, and then you take away the 20 we already got. What are we left with for Payday 3?
Pay 3 would be 26.9 in the end.
Okay, 26.9. So all three paydays, how much? 60 something?
65,860.
65,860. Other than that Whopper deal you did that was almost 200 grand, that's pretty much your average with the outlier away from the mix.
It
right?
is. Yeah, I think I've been right around like that 70 mark, 70, 75. Some actually I had one that was around 50. So yeah, 65 to 70 is about my average for my area.
Nice. So Mike, before we wrap up, and we're going to jump over to Smart Real Estate Coach Academy, and you guys should too as the viewers, and fire up this week's episode for Deal Structure Overtime. And as a reminder, also go to smartrealestatecoachacademy.com for all the other products and things that we've got going on. That's pretty cool. Mike, quick comment though before we jump to the overtime for these guys. You've been full-time. You took about 2 years, which was your goal to go full-time. And so you've been full-time now for how long? Just real estate, no job.
We're dating. Let's see, we're in October now, so we're about a year and a half.
Year and a half in.
Year and a half in.
Sweet. So any like, and I didn't tell you I was going to say this, but any like nuggets for someone trying to make that leap, and then we'll jump over to our overtime.
I mean, other than saying that it was probably the best decision I could have made. I mean, you get a total sense of freedom when you're on your own, and that you have no one hovering over you like a boss or whatnot. You're in total control of your future, and that's what I loved about it, right? Because the sky is the limit at that point, and it's just a different feeling, you know. And then when you're getting the money in from doing deals, I mean, it's your money. You're not giving it to your boss, right? They're just giving you a paycheck, right? Whatever you make is yours. And that's just it's a total different mindset shift, and it's just excitement, right? It gets you like hungry for more. And so that's just, yeah, that's
probably not a bad thing that you're about 6 or 7 steps, because I've been to your house, from your family too and your son.
exactly right. Yeah, I'm at home working from home, and I can't beat that. I don't have an hour drive anymore from and to the office, and I don't miss it at all. So
Love it.
love
it. Well, congrats. And so guys, again, this is the last of the Deal Structures Sunday for this piece. Jump over to the Smart Real Estate Coach Academy and fire up this week's episode for the overtime. Mike, congrats, and we'll see you on the overtime.
Thank you.